Check.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Check. It's the Porch Podcast.
Yes, sir.
It's the Porch Podcast.
Yes, sir.
It's the Porch Podcast.
Come on.
It's the Porch Podcast.
Come on back out. Have a seat on this porch, yo.
Welcome to the Porch Podcast. You rocking with your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm with my brother.
P original.
That's it. P.
Yes, sir.
Listen, today, we sticking to the script.
Let's do it.
Let's let the people know what we mean.
Yeah.
All right. Self-explanatory.
Right.
Whenever you make a plan,
Right.
you want to stick to the script. But the question of today is this. We're a month into the new year.
Yes, sir.
What is it about the new year that makes people want to have resolutions?
Okay, so here's the thing what I think, right? Resolutions give people the indication like, all right, a reset, right? So what I'm going to say is this. I think that people take the time to evaluate themselves, but they always give themselves, how can I say, a quick little, I'm going to do it later, right? Everything has a later. Everything has a later, right? Actually, it's the funniest thing. Before I get into deep to it, I like to do this now with the Webster Dictionary definition of the word. You know the word resolution actually means, according to the dictionary?
Tell me what it means.
Okay, yeah, it disappeared. It means...
It means you need to get your stuff together.
Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to tell you what it actually means.
All right.
As soon as it wants to cooperate. Now, the word... What is going on? We're going to get back to that later, yo. Your phone acting crazy today.
I don't know if you can read today.
Yeah, I can read today. I want the people to know so they can see exactly where I'm going with this, all right?
Right.
The actual definition of the word resolution is the act or process of resolving such as the act of analyzing a complex notion into simpler ones.
Okay.
Right?
So
the
with
act
that...
of answering, hold
Okay,
on.
okay.
And the act of determining the passing of a voice part from to a consonant and all this other crazy shit, right? So I'm ready. So let's do this.
So basically what you saying is,
Right.
for you to have a resolution,
Right.
something has to be a problem.
Something got to be a problem. You got to identify with it being a problem. All right, let's do this. The word resolution, right? When you think resolution, you know the word I think of that comes right behind it? Reset.
Reset.
Right?
Remember you used to have to reset the Nintendo?
I remember
When they
that.
were free.
I remember when the Nintendo wouldn't play right unless you blew into the car.
Whoa.
That's what you did.
Whoa.
Magical.
Whoa.
You would blow into the cartridge.
I didn't blow
and you
into
put the game in, and the game worked.
I didn't blow into nothing. Don't put me in blowing in nothing.
Yeah, see, listen.
I didn't blow into nothing.
Wow, you did. But it's okay. But look, here's all right, no problem.
Do you have proof of me blowing into the Nintendo team?
No.
Because I didn't blow into no Nintendo team.
But you ain't got a reason for me to. I don't have any reason to lie about that. So look, let me
do me a favor though. Don't put me in blowing into anything. To anything. I ain't got time for that. That's not me. I ain't do that.
You good?
Go to the show, man. Go ahead.
So, when you think about resolution, think of the word, most people think about the word reset.
Reset.
Right?
Right.
Now, we know that reset and resolution both start with R-E-S. And R-E-S without the T on it spells what? Rest.
Rest.
Right. Most people, after we heard the definition of what the resolution situation is when you pretty much have identified with an issue that you would like to pretty much correct, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
Here's the thing. Time goes by. Once
again. For an eye.
Okay. Okay, so, and as that happens, right?
Mob Deep, shout out to them.
Okay, as it happens, think about this, right? Like, you get a calendar.
Did you just punch your fist?
You get a calendar. Put the calendar on the wall, take a little thumbtack.
Right.
It's January. You look at the pictures on the calendar and what the calendar got. It got people in their cold clothes, and it's wintertime, and it's all this and that.
And some people got Dr. Martin Luther King.
Right.
Because it's January. Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
But I get what you're saying. We in January,
Right.
yeah.
So when you look at the thickness of how many months is left in that year, in your mind, even though you just created a new resolution,
Right.
you start to say to yourself, I got time.
Yeah.
Right? Now let's take a step back, right?
Right.
Before we put that new calendar up,
Right.
I want to say somewhere around, this is just my opinion, around October. Halloween time.
Right.
You look up and you say to yourself, okay, there's some things I want to change. I need to make adjustments on for the new year that's coming, right? For whatever reasons, whether you're getting older, which you're all getting older if you keep living.
Yeah.
Right?
Like grandma used to say, just keep on living.
Just keep on living, right?
Yeah.
So,
Shout out to grandma.
Shout out to grandma.
Yeah.
So as you moving forward, right, you start saying to yourself after October, you start saying around Thanksgiving, listen, I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to save more money. I'm going to invest more money. I'm going to spend more time with the family.
Right.
Come up with all these different things, right? You come up with 2 lists.
2 lists. Tell me what both lists is.
Well, both, okay, all right. So one list is the list of what you're going to do in the turn of the year, right?
Okay.
The other list is the shit you're going to continue to do for the remainder of this year.
Which basically you have a mess up list. That's basically what you're saying.
Listen, you create.
We're gonna call it this. We're not gonna call it the mess up list.
Okay,
we're
what you gonna call it?
This the preparing myself, weaning myself off.
Right.
So it's like if a person trying to wean themselves off crack,
right?
I'm gonna get super high, so I don't want to do it no more.
I don't know. I don't know about none of that. What I will say, we gonna call it, right? We gonna call it the get it out your system period.
Okay, I like that better.
All right.
I like that better.
Now, we already created the new list because of the fact that we see that there is no benefit to continue to do the things that we're gonna change.
Correct. Because it's a problem.
Because it's a problem.
Not necessarily it's the worst problem, but it's something we just not accustomed to.
Absolutely.
We don't want no more.
So we've identified.
We're going to say we don't want it no more.
We don't want it no more.
Right.
We look at the calendar, right, as the first of the year,
right, as
the moment that we're going to take what we know now,
right,
that is already, negatively impacting us,
right,
and we're going to use that as, that's it.
Right.
I'm not going past that no more.
Right.
We might go as far as telling somebody, hey, man, you see me trying to get some snacks after the 31st. I want you to tell me, put that shit down. Nah,
or after the 31st, you only got 2 months left because of the first of the year. You said you was gonna start over.
Right. So here's the funny part. Right now, here we are, October, the end of October, getting ready going to November, and we turn around and we eat the way we want to eat. We're gonna drink the way we want to drink. We're gonna smoke the way we want to smoke. We're gonna do all of this stuff. We're gonna party the way. We're gonna blow money. We're gonna do all this shit. Right.
Blowing money fast.
We're going to turn around and on the 1st, we ain't going to want to do none of that shit no more, right?
Right.
All that's gone.
Right.
All these things that you enjoy, whether right, wrong, indifferent, you are no longer going to have a desire to do these things. They're automatically going to be cut off.
Because it's the first.
Because it's the first.
Of the year.
Right? We had an off-the-air conversation. You said something mind-blowing.
I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him exactly.
Break down what you said about when it come down to that first.
All right. So here's the thing. We sit here and we create what we call a New Year's resolution, and I think that because for them to understand what we were talking about, I got to go through the whole process.
Right.
Okay. So, what people are really addicted to is new. New. You know what I mean? Hey, back in the day. We come from the hip-hop culture. Yo, you heard that new Jay-Z? You heard that new Nas?
Right.
Then when somebody brung you that joint and it wasn't new, you was upset.
Word.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Understand what I'm saying? Okay, we get a new car. When we get a new car,
right,
we put the right gas in it.
Yes, we do.
We take it to the car wash every day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got a bucket inside of it with a towel. We wipe it down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, shout out to my brother Fats, you know what I mean? He still wipes his car down all the time.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
I don't care how long he had it. Matter of fact, he left his bucket here in my garage and got an attitude because he didn't remember where he put it until one day he came to the crib. It's like, bro, it's right here. Man, I was looking for that shit, man. Because he couldn't wipe his car there because he keep it like that.
Right, it's over here, bro.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, my point of that is this. We get new sneakers.
Right.
We ain't using our feet to take them off. We We take them off. We wipe them down every time we take them off, put them back in the box. You know, you got Tim's, you erasing it and shit, making sure it's all good and everything like that. But the moment it starts to get old to you, you don't treat it the same.
That's true.
You don't treat it the same.
That's true.
So the word New Year, the word New Year,
Okay.
triggers us off to, because it's a new year, I'm going to start it off right because it's about how we start.
Right.
Now, it's only one January 1st in a year,
Just one. You're right.
but it's 12 firsts in a year.
Oh, you know what? Go ahead.
That's what we were talking about. How
That's
it's
right.
12 firsts. See, you said average person, and this ain't listed nowhere. This ain't no survey or nothing that tells us all this type of stuff. But they kind of figure out around October 31st. Mm-hmm. My question to you is, if you know it's a problem October 31st, why you can't start November 1st? What's keeping you from starting on November 1st?
Because people turn around and they use that. I'm telling
Right.
you.
They use
They turn around
that. It's the new year.
Right.
It's a new year
Right,
resolution.
and it gives them an opportunity to continue bad habits.
Right. And this is the thing. And we also talked about this because when we was discussing, you know, shout out to DK, we were talking about how DK, when he goes to the gym, you know what I mean? When he started that first going to the gym consistently, he had no clue that the 100th day was going to land on Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
But it did.
Right.
Still went to the gym, still ate at Thanksgiving, and then went back the next day.
That's right.
We see him now. Day one. Like I tell people, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna put a secret out there because he wants y'all to know this. He ain't start over. He started over because he's trying to inspire people to say day one could be any time.
That's right.
You don't have to wait till the first.
That's right.
It could be February 29th of a leap year. This is day one. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You do things like that. When you want to make a change, you want to make it you don't need a new year to start a resolution.
That's right.
The key to it is sticking to the script
That's right.
of the resolution. And I don't set them. I don't set resolutions because of the fact that it's going to sound real cliches. I don't want to disappoint myself because I know it's a time that I may slip up and go back and do some things that I didn't. I remember, man, I switched my diet and I followed a vegan diet, and I had started in October and went all the way to Thanksgiving, and I ate some beef ribs. You know what I mean? Then I was on it for a little bit more, and now I'm not on a vegan diet. Nothing against that diet. It's a good diet.
Yeah.
I never said that I was going completely vegan. I wanted to try it.
Right.
I seen results. I felt different. I did all that. But I also know that with my diet, because I've done Weight Watchers. I've done Noom. I've done all those. I think the most effective one for me was Weight Watchers. You know, you just have to be dedicated to any and everything you do. So the moment you want to make that change,
Right.
make that change. Don't wait for the first.
Now, I mean,
Don't wait for that first. 21 days to create a habit. That's what it takes.
That's what the first. The first is when you make the commitment, right?
Right.
It's like when you go to the doctors,
Right.
and the doctor says to you, you know, you can lose some weight, you
Right.
know. Once you get some blood work.
Right.
Right? And they send you there, and you go back to the doctors, and they tell you, you know, okay, your levels you look pretty good. You're pretty healthy guy,
Right.
but you could stand to shed a few pounds.
Right.
You know, the funniest thing is if you ever think about when you go to the doctors, they don't tell you nothing that you don't know.
Right. You already know
You
this.
literally pay somebody whatever the copay is to tell you what you've already known.
Right.
Right? And so the funniest thing about creating the resolutions, right, and then creating this buffer period or this period where you know what I mean, don't put it into action, you've already strengthened your inability to be successful in change.
Right.
Because if you need, how can I say, if you need 2 months to psychologically convince yourself that you can do something,
Right.
chances are you're going to probably have a
You're
hard
gonna
time
fail.
even. Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna fail
being
because you
successful
don't
in it.
need too much to convince yourself of doing it. The moment that you're convinced, you should start going with it.
That's when it's at its strongest part.
Yeah.
That's when it's at its strongest.
When you're
It's at the peak
convinced.
of it.
It's like with a diet. I think the hardest thing that makes people, I could say, okay, I can't speak for all people, but I'm gonna speak for me.
Definitely can do that.
The hardest thing that keeps me sticking to a diet is the fast-paced life that I live.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by the fast-paced life, it's my regular 9 to 5. I don't know if I'm gonna be in the office all day. I don't know if I'm gonna go out on the road. So, packing your lunch and bringing your lunch, right, is something that will help you in so many ways. You'll pack a lunch that's more healthy for you, and then you'll also pack a lunch that's saving you money.
Right.
Right? I could say the biggest tip of packing your lunch or trying to adjust your diet, don't just straight go cold turkey with things. You have to kind of wean yourself off. Cold turkey doesn't work for everyone in everything. Replace certain things with certain situations. It's like if you go to Burger King or you go to McDonald's and you get you get your meal with a burger and the fries.
Right.
I say, all right, I'm not gonna get fries today. Just gonna get the burger, something to drink. I guarantee you'll be satisfied as well. You know what I mean? Same thing if you just get the fries. I think the quickest thing to do is look at your snacks and adjust them for fruit. I don't care what fruit it is. Find whichever one is your favorite. I'm gonna keep it real. Today I started off. I went to the store, got me a bottle of water and some fruit. Ate that. Still was hungry. So I had me a sausage McMuffin. Right? Then later on comes I'm hungry again. Because fast food don't fill us up. You know what I mean? And I know we talking about resolutions and sticking to the script, but this is all part of it.
That's part of it. You talking about yourself.
So it's Whopper Wednesday. I went and got a Whopper. That was stupid. Whopper Wednesday.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, Whopper Wednesday. You got that? Whopper Wednesday in the app, you get you a Whopper for $2. But
damn,
basically, see, you already off course.
Look at my phone. And shit,
yeah, you know what I mean. You already off course. You're already off course of it, man.
Whopper Wednesday.
But what I'm saying is this. Just stay on the script. The moment that you know you want to make that change, make it.
Right.
And results is what makes us want to stick to the script. We just was using diet and weight loss. It could be I want to save more money. The moment you look up,
right.
People don't want to save more money, and this is this.
The word results start with the first 3 letters in that too, right?
RES, right? Resolution, reset, results. Triple R.
Come on, man.
That's what it is.
Come on, bro.
We're gonna make that album.
Come on, bro.
You still can rap? What? Can you still rap?
You can't lose what you're born with, man.
Oh, he talking slick on it. You can't lose what you're born with. If you start a rapper today, what would your name be? Kid Natural again? P.
Yeah.
You know what? We going listen, man. Y'all listen. Don't think this just gonna be a podcast, man. Don't think this just gonna be. I'm looking at the camera now. Don't think this just gonna be a podcast. Album to come. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I can spit. I can spit about anything you want me. I rap about shutting your water off if I need to. But listen, let's go away from that.
Right.
Okay. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk about sticking to the script.
Right.
Bruh, I just want people to understand. Don't give up on your plan so fast. A lot of people use a journal to see have they stuck to their script daily. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna use my boy. I'm gonna use my boy, my brother. He's an excellent person to use for it. He went to the gym those many days, kept his situation going, lost over 40 pounds because he stuck to his script. You know what I mean? You stick to your script. You stick to your script. Every time I did Weight Watchers, I was good until I said, okay, I lost 25.
Right.
Let me get that bacon double cheeseburger.
Let's go.
You see what I'm saying? With the hog on it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Like you said,
you got to stick to it.
I like what you were saying in terms of like immediately when you identify whatever you want to change it immediately, right? And so, you know, a lot of what happens in that situation is that we try to convince ourselves that what we already know, right? Like when you know, not even hypothetically speaking, realistically speaking, you going up and down the steps, right? You get up there, wow. Right, you feel it. You know what that's connected to, right?
Don't blow like that. Don't blow like that.
Man.
Don't blow like that no more, man. Woo!
You know, the new shit on this show gonna be when I'm about to blow my top. I'm gonna put the hat on to keep my shit together. Not there yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say is this: resolutions, to me, are a reminder of what you already knew that you've been needed to change.
Right. Right.
Resolutions are just a mark on the calendar.
Yep.
Where you believe that that's where you're going to create this concept, that you're going to do things differently. I'm not against resolutions. I agree with my brother. I don't need them. Why do I not need them? Because I already got the problem. I don't need a date to know when I'm going to fix it.
Right.
Just fix it.
Just fix it.
And leave room for the reality of it that it took time to mess it up. It's probably going to take time to get it correct.
Right.
Now, on the other side of that, I do understand why people need resolutions because of the fact that everybody is not as committed to things, because we talked about commitment before,
Right.
as others. I do know some people who have stuck to resolutions. None of those people probably will ever give credit to the fact that they were already totally like devoted to it even before they claimed it as a resolution.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So have them. Have your resolution. It's cool. Have your reset. You know, have whatever you want to have that's going to spark that change and that, you know, motivation to change that situation, whatever it may be. You know, I have, you know, some things that I, like I said, you know, my resolutions, if you want to call them that I created at the beginning of the year. Now that we're a month in, of course they're still there. They were there before the year changed. Why wouldn't they still exist?
Right.
Like that's the thing about a resolution. It always exists. It doesn't go away. It's just whether the commitment changes. The resolution doesn't change, right? Mm-hmm. Like if I needed to lose weight, and I said I was going to start January 1st, by February 1st, guess what? I still need to lose weight.
Right.
So
right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That doesn't change. The only thing that can change is the commitment to the change.
Right. So basically what we going with the whole situation is, because the whole question is, why do they pick the first of the year to do it? Man, the first is whenever you make the first. That's what we want to do. The goal is you just stick it to the script. Mm-hmm. You stick to the script and stick to the plan that you've created for yourself. You can't do nothing but be successful because you created that plan to be successful.
Right.
Right? And now, at the end of the day, you will fall off. You will fall off. But when you learn how to ride your bike, you fell off.
Quite a few times till you got your balance.
And you got back on.
That's right.
You got back on.
That's right.
And even when you knew how to ride, you hit a bump in the road sometimes and you still fall off. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just could be walking down the street, trip, bow, and you fall.
Right. And in the process of that, guess what else you learn? Look, I don't know about everybody else. Remember when we grew up,
Yeah.
You fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to learn how to ride your bike. Not only do eventually you learn how to balance yourself and ride your bike,
Right.
shit, after a while you became damn near a mechanic.
Yeah.
You learned how to change the chain.
Mm-hmm.
You knew how to fix a flat tire when you had to go ahead and get the little tire, patch repair kit.
Mm-hmm.
You learned how to do all these things. Guess what? You wouldn't have learned none of those things if you didn't learn how to ride the bike first.
Exactly. You wouldn't have cared about it.
Because once you found out that you love to ride the bike,
Right.
at that point, you wanted to learn how to maintain the ability to ride the bike. So if I needed to learn how to be able to make repairs to the bike,
Right.
I dealt with it. Why? Because I can't control the road, but I can control the bike. If I ride over a nail, I got to change the tire.
Right.
If I anything else, the chain pops, I got to get a new chain.
I never really mastered that patch thing though.
But here's the thing.
Even
if you didn't, right? But even if you didn't, you learned how to identify with somebody who did.
And you learn how to identify. See, this is the thing.
Right.
For you to fix a problem, you got to be able to identify the problem.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like
the problem you said right there. You got to be able to identify it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shit's real.
You know, right here at the Porch Studios, somebody's getting cussed the hell out in the other room. But
in the other room.
Like we said,
right,
you got to be able to learn to identify the problem.
Right.
It's like one time somebody asked me, you a mechanic? You always know what's wrong with a car and this. Nah, I just had the problem before. A mechanic could be somebody that know how to fix it. I just know how to identify it.
There it is.
A lot of things.
There it is.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember one time, and y'all hear me talk about DK a lot because it's my brother. We done been through a lot. He called me one day at his one job. Man, they trying to call me to work overtime at the other job. Truck won't start. What it's doing? Just won't turn over. Sound like your fuel pump. Somebody they working there with you? Yeah. Tell them come outside, go underneath the car, beat on the gas tank while they turn the ignition. Right? Yeah, beat on it. Right. I know what I said. He go get the dude. He beating on the gas tank. Wouldn't start at first. He said he got in the car like, this dude, he play too motherfucking much at times. He gonna send me on a dummy mission, and I listen. Then he hit it one more time. Boom. Car started. He went and got that other money. I said, bruh, if that worked, it's your fuel pump. I don't know how to change it. But that's what the issue is.
Yeah.
As I say, another friend of mine, it's a girl. She pulled up. Me and Lee was somewhere. She pulled up. She said, yeah, I got my car running. Wow. Scared to cut it off. Fuel pump. Bad. Where your fuel pump at? It's under my back seat. Yeah, don't cut that off because beating on your back seat, I don't know about how that's going to work.
And the fact of the matter that you drove by here, instead of taking that shit to the fuel pump fix spot, baby, please don't cut that shit off.
You know what I mean?
Please don't cut it off.
Yeah, if you cut it off, though, we come get you. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Nah, I think that, that's the mark of a person who understands that just because, like you learn from your experiences, right?
Right.
So all you was telling, bro, was listen, I can't tell you this going to work. Here's the other side of it. If it does work, I can only tell you that what I did after someone else told me that, because I didn't just magically know.
Share the information.
Shit won't start. Yeah. Let me just get something and bang on it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So once you found out, right?
Yeah.
You shared that information with him.
Yeah.
But what you did when you did it is you made sure you ain't got that situation corrected.
Right.
Right. That right there is what makes you a person who is always going to, how can I say, be able to stick to anything that you want to change.
Right.
This is why you don't need resolutions.
Right.
This is why you said that you don't claim them early on.
I don't claim them.
Because you identify with when something's an issue,
right,
it needs to be resolved. I don't need a resolution.
Right.
It needs to be resolved.
And and just to touch on that, who told me that it was the fuel pump?
Okay.
It was Pop.
Yeah, Pop.
Pop said he was just like, hey, listen, baby, yo, listen. Yeah, I hear ying, ying, ying. Oh, all right, come on, let's go on over to the car. Turn the key. Don't try to start it. Just turn it on the on position.
Yeah.
I turn it. God damn it, I just said.
Yeah, that's him.
I said, just turn it on the on position. I'm trying to hear something.
Shit, I told you just when you crank it.
Didn't I tell you?
Just a half a crank.
Just a half. Don't even crank. Just
like, okay, man.
So all right. Shut up, stop talking, and do it. He
talking to me.
I don't hear nothing. Yeah, me neither. That's the point. You got an electric fuel pump in there. You're supposed to hear it going in position.
Right.
It ain't going in position. So what I'm going to do, you going to get under the car, you going to beat on it, and I'm going to start it.
That's
Pop, that don't even sound right. God, you said, God, get under the car.
Hey, yo.
Get under the car.
That's exactly how
get under the car. Pop, don't start this up and something going dust or something fall on my face. God damn. Get under the car.
Listen, you killing me. Listen, y'all. If y'all never listen, that's Pop, man.
Yeah, get under the car. So I love you, man. Listen, I got under the car. Do. This ain't working. Shut up and beat the tank. Shut up and beat the tank. Boom, boo, I get out. Boom. Guess. Soon as I got out. Look at this. How he looked at me. You gonna listen to what I tell you to do something. You do something. I tell you to get on there and beat the car. You beat the goddamn car. Drive it to the shop. That's how he did me, man.
Oh my God.
That's how he did me.
He did me kind of like that, right? With the Tahoe. And for some reason, I drove the truck the night before, parked it, you know what I mean, for the house. So I go outside, I'm trying to start the truck, won't start.
Right.
Listen, Pop has been, short with fixing whips and all that stuff for years.
He should have been a mechanic.
Right.
We should have had an auto shop.
Easily, right? With his, knowledge that he has in the situation, right? Dealing with vehicles. So, I'm like, Pop, it won't start. I drove it last night, man. It was no problems. Okay, try to fire it up. That's better. Try to fire it up. Fire it up. All right, got you. I know what that means. Start it up. Okay, cool. Go to start it up.
Ying, ying, ying.
Try it again. Okay. Take the key out. Yeah. Right. Okay. Now, when you put the key in, when you turn it, right? Let me know if you got any resistance. Like, all right.
Or yes. Oh no, it's R-E.
Yeah. Slow as hell. Good, man. So as you go to turn the key, right? Now, mind you, honestly, shout out to Pop, the shit worked. I don't even know how. It's crazy. The shit worked, right? He said, just real quick, a little quick hit, right? And when I turned it, he said, it's the flywheel. I said, what? He said, listen to me, son.
Yeah.
Turn it back.
Yeah.
Turn. Act like you're going to go all the way. Don't go all the way.
Yeah.
And then go.
Yeah.
Like almost like a pump fake and shit. Then go. And that bitch fired E. When I tell you it never, ever happened again, the shit never happened again.
Right.
Pop has been MacGyver forever.
Yeah.
Now, you do have to get cussed out
Yeah.
to get your shit fixed.
If you ask Pop for help,
right.
just be prepared to be able to take it cussed. I seen him with his own stuff one time though, right? Remember we all had Explorers at one time?
Right.
When it was cool to have Explorers?
Right.
Right? He went to start his car. I'm looking out the window. Right? He started his car. I seen him sitting in, he talking about, he had this face right here. Got out, popped the hood. He slammed. He slammed the shit down. Boom! Took his keys out, got in the other car, pulled off. I called him. Yo, what happened, man? I see you slam. Goddamn antifreeze everywhere. I don't know what the hell it is. I ain't got time for this shit. I gotta go to work. So he go to work, right?
Yeah.
He come back later, he look at it. He look, he open it up, he said, oh, it wasn't nothing but a yeah, it wasn't nothing but a $4 hose, man. You know what I mean? $4 hose, you know. He said, yeah, man. And he got to throw that dirty joke in it. Yeah. You can't spend $4 for hose. They ain't gonna be no good. So I got the $10 hose. I'm like, come on, Pop. But the point is, man.
Right.
The point is, because he always, with everything he did, stuck to his script.
Right. No, without a question.
Stuck to his script.
Yeah.
Or embedding in his son's heads.
Yeah.
How to identify the problem.
Yeah, you know
That's
what?
just what it was, man.
Let me tell you, like, bruh, if you think about it, right, with Pop was one of the trial and error kings, man.
Right. You said he was MacGyver.
He was. Like, even if Pop didn't know it would work, what he would do is like, you know how you, all right, like, for instance.
Before you say this, just want to say this.
What's that?
The reason why our dad, for our listeners and people that's watching, was that way because he was really an engineer. Yeah. Our dad's a real engineer. Yeah. So he has to try, you might call it a jerry rig way, but it's just the Carl Rainey Sr. way. That's what that was.
Yeah, you know what Pop did? Let me tell you. And it was smart. It was very smart. Here's the most intelligent thing Pop did. Pop knew what not to do first and worked backwards.
Yeah.
So he knew, like, for instance, you know what I mean? Like, if it was something that could turn into a fire or something that could, you know, explode or it could shock you or things like that, he knew what not to do for you to line up in that, right? And so it helped him get to his solutions. It was smart because he knew, okay, this right here generally works with this. If this is not responsive, then the problem's either between this or this.
Right.
No matter what happened, Pop always told you it was either A or B. Right.
I still use that.
I do the exact same thing. You say, okay, well, I know what the worst that can happen.
Right.
So I want to make sure I stay away from that.
Right.
Now I need to identify what makes what work in that. Like Pop knows how to go along that line. Right. And in terms of, like we were talking about, you know, the concept of what this episode is about, dealing with resolutions, he didn't need them.
Nah.
He didn't need them because he was always building. He was always
still is.
Consistently. He's still doing it. He was always, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He never left room for a resolution because his theory is if you're always working at it, you never need to create a resolution.
But what we basically trying to explain to people is this. We often create our resolutions from the end result. If you really think about it.
Okay, that's it.
We create our resolutions from the end result. Okay, I'm going to go back to the weight loss thing. We don't think we need to lose weight till we know we've gained too much.
Right.
So that's the problem.
Right.
So then before we can create a plan to go to fix it, we had to think about what we did. See, we know what we need not to eat. Like, you know what? Damn, I got to lose weight. I can't keep eating this fried chicken. Because I just had some last night. I had some before. Then that's when you start looking at, it's the same theory that Pop uses. Mm-hmm. You actually are working backwards.
Right.
To begin. Like we do it naturally and don't realize it. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're saying, that you don't need a resolution. Because even when you think of the resolution, you're already thinking at the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You want to lose weight. So you make the plan to lose weight because you want to be at a certain situation. Mm-hmm. So I say all that to say this. We were sitting here joking and laughing about the moments and everything with our father and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But his tactics and everything had me understand why I didn't need a resolution. because we work backwards. You have to work from the end result. If you lose some money or you drop something, I'm gonna just say, the other day I'm on the phone with you. You said to me, "Damn, where I had my cell phone at?" If you walk in the room and say, "Damn, where I put my cell phone at?" What's the question most people ask you?
What last place you seen it?
Last place you seen it.
Yeah.
We often start from the end.
That's right. That's right.
So if people could keep that mentality that the end goal is really what we're shooting for, either you'll stick to the script with your resolution, or you don't have to make them because you already know, all right now, I done had some bullshit 3 times this week. Next week, I need to go 3 times without it. We always, you see how easy it is for us to create a habit of the bad stuff?
Oh yeah.
That's deep. So I that's why I brung up Pop.
Oh yeah, no.
Because his tactic of teaching me how to work behind.
Yeah.
And that's all I do at work. Sometimes when they want me to solve a problem, I go backwards.
That's the best way to figure it out.
That's it. I just go backwards.
Yeah, you gotta identify with where it all. Listen, the beginning is where it is.
Right.
So you don't have to look for it.
Right.
When you're looking for the best ending,
right.
Sometimes you gotta look at where it actually started at, so you can fix that situation.
So that goes to what we were saying about why does people always pick the beginning of the year?
See?
Instead of looking at, they think about it in October.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking about what they did the 10 months before.
That's right.
They create what they're getting ready to do in the future. Which means that you could change it right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's a problem now.
We got to take a break on that one. Because I'm saying this is serious. Like this digs deep.
Yeah. It's a problem now.
Right.
It's a If it's a problem now, how am I? Okay. All right. The house is on fire. Put that shit out next week, man.
You can't do that.
It's a problem now.
Hey, my bank account.
I've identified with it now.
My bank account is in the negative.
Right.
You get money.
Same reason why, and it's not against it. Like I just, anybody who goes out there, I've heard people turn around and say, "Listen, next year I'm gonna save more money. I got a plan." Oh, great, that's good. Because either for those who fail to plan, they should plan to fail, right?
Right.
All right. So when you turn around and you look at it from the perspective, you got a plan. All right, you ain't got to tell me, but if you're comfortable with sharing with me, boom. What's your plan? Now, if your plan don't start off with, in terms of finances, or what you not going to waste money on anymore, then you've already started to think about it from the wrong perspective. Here's the difference. Most people get to the point when it comes to money and changing how their money is invested or changing how their money moves.
Right.
Most people think of the same thing. What do they usually come up with? They say, I'm going to work more overtime and make more money.
Right.
And if you don't have a better education on where to spend that money, guess what? You're going to still be in the same position, if not worse.
Right.
Because more money can mean more problems.
Right.
So not the problem, I'm saying. All right, so the solution, the solution, whatever you want to say, the reset in that situation is this. If you don't learn how to make less mistakes with money, then there is no amount of money that you won't make a mistake with.
Exactly.
So
and at the end of the day, you're not going to get more money till you know. You're not going to get more money till you know how to handle a little bit of money.
You can't. That's what I'm saying. We'll turn around, right? And people, and this, I'm not going to change this turn this into a money conversation, but it is often part of people's resolutions, right? Person at the end of the year, they'll turn around and they say, listen, when I get my taxes, I'm going to get whatever it is. I'm taking half of it and I'm putting it in the bank and I'm taking the other half of it and I'm paying off some bills.
Good plan.
And they start off. It's an excellent plan. Mm-hmm. It's an excellent plan. Here's why it becomes an issue. Because I'm already planning money that I don't have in my possession, but I have not taught myself how to manage money.
Right.
I've convinced myself where I'm going to put money.
Right.
But I have not convinced myself how to manage money.
At all.
Putting money somewhere and managing money somewhere is different. You got people who have more of a, how can I say, stringent thought process on how to spend money. Okay, new Jordan's coming out.
Right. Right.
I gotta make sure I got my money before when them Jordans get ready to come out. I'm gonna make sure I got it so I can do what I need to do. So when they hit, I grab them. You can plan that 2-3 months out, 2-3 months out in advance.
Right.
Jordan time come, you ain't save the money. You put it on the credit card. Now you got to pay the credit card. When you had 3 months to get ready for the Jordans.
Right.
You turn around, now the credit card bill is what it is, and next year you say, I'm going to get this refund, I'm paying off the credit card, and I'm putting half in the savings, but you haven't learned.
Right.
You haven't learned. You haven't learned anything. So you identified the issue in advance.
Right.
You created the thought or the theory of, I'm going to fix this issue when I get my future money. Mm-hmm. So the future money is going to fix the current problem.
Right.
But there's nothing in place currently to fix that problem.
Right.
That's not a problem.
That is a problem. And that's why even when people budget, even when you look at your bank account and you look at your bank statement, right? What do they show you first?
There's charges.
Yeah. The last charges you did.
Yeah.
So again, we always starting with the end result.
Yeah.
Whether a person realizes it or not.
Yeah.
Because whether it be finances, whether you were in a car accident, it starts with the end result. Mm-hmm. You get in a car accident. Mm-hmm. Even though when the cop comes up, he says, okay, tell me everything you remember from the beginning. Right? Mm-hmm. But you, in that situation, you're ending up at the end result. Mm-hmm. But for you to remember it, we always remember the last thing that just happened. Mm-hmm. We got to sit and think for a second to start at the beginning to go through it. But a lot of times before we get to the beginning, we backtrack.
Right.
So if you say, all I'm saying is your end result could be the beginning of your better beginning. Mm-hmm. It could be the spark of your better beginning. It should be.
Exactly.
It should be.
Right.
Because anything that's not a problem, you don't feel like you got to fix it.
So then is it safe to say that we really don't need resolutions?
We don't need it.
I agree.
Because the moment, like we said earlier in the show,
the
moment you realize it's a problem is when you start. It's when you start.
That's right. Because problems compound.
Right.
What's a problem today may be one of many problems tomorrow.
Right. And that was the situation of drug addicts. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Criminals.
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of criminals that, you know, let's say they robbed a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And then that last robbery put them in jail. Mm-hmm. The only one they regret is the last one.
That's it. That's it.
That's all they regret is the last one.
That's it.
So again, it been a problem, but it doesn't until that last one is when you realize you need to make a change.
Absolutely.
So the backtrack, again, like we talked about with Pop, and we talked about October 31st. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I told everybody it's 12 firsts in the year. Man, forget the first. The first day is when you started.
That's it.
Because if the first was that important, we would all be born on the first.
That's right.
Your first day of life started whatever day your birthday. My first started on the 7th of October of 1981. Mm-hmm. Yours started on January 11th. Mm-hmm. So the first of anything is whenever you want it to be. Mm-hmm. So needing a resolution for the beginning of the year, it sounds cool. Believe me, the economy makes money off of resolutions. Like you stated earlier, all your gyms. Oh, the first of the year special. Let's start it off.
$1 down.
$1. Planet Fitness good for that.
$10.
And I'm not knocking it because I have a Planet Fitness membership.
You're not knocking it.
Nah.
No, because you know why? those people, listen, they taking advantage of a person's, need for a resolution.
Right.
They're taking advantage of it. They turn around and they lock you in. They get you need a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Let's get you locked in with one of them that has a fee associated with that. Look, whatever motivates you, that don't bother me.
That don't bother me.
All I'm going to say, like I said, my situation with the Plan B, and I had to reiterate that to some people. My reason for saying eliminating a Plan B is for some people, it requires them to futuristically see Plan A not developing.
Right.
And they create that as a contingency or a fallback situation for failure to complete the process with Plan A.
Right.
So the reason why I said eliminate Plan B is if I could train a person's mind to no longer even consider failure,
right,
then it perpetuates the thought of success.
Right.
And the original plan.
Right.
Don't call it A, it's the plan. It's the original plan. Plans change all the time.
All the time.
That's why it's not one playbook like we talk about in sports.
Right.
That's why it's multiple playbooks.
Right.
And that's why it's different schemes and different ways to get things accomplished.
And just like in business, they have something where they call it a SOP,
Right.
which is a standard order of procedure. Mm-hmm. Which means if you have multiple divisions and units inside of your building, you need to have all the SOP. Each department needs its own SOP.
Right.
And then when all the departments put in their SOP, they make one big playbook. One big standard order of procedure.
Yeah.
And it has to get turned in to whoever that has to get turned into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's basically having a policy.
Right.
So we can have policies at work. We can have policies. We can enforce rules and regulations on our children. But we got to give ourselves a date to start one for ourselves. That's why resolutions are needed.
Right.
So as much as people sit there, and I applaud everybody, who says, "Oh, I got a New Year's resolution." I'm not knocking you on it because first of all, you're identifying the problem. I'm just encouraging you the moment that you identify it, go to it.
That's right.
Just go to it.
That's right.
Don't hold up. Don't wait on it. Everybody, we're a month into the year. If you start a resolution at the beginning of the year and you stick to it. It's working for you. But just think about it. Really, really think about it. Because they say, if you change your mind, you change your life. Just change the way you see that whole situation. That's all you got to do, man.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, man. It's sticking to the script can't do nothing for you but better you. You may make changes to the script at times on the fly because some people's scripts are just light.
Yeah.
But if you see it for improvement and it's working, stick to it.
Just stick to it.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Resolution, like we talk about it. If you take it and you look at the word and you separate it, if you take the RE off of resolution and you look at the two things, you got solution.
Yeah.
Right? You got resolution.
Reset.
If I'm doing a resolution, I'm doing a resolution, which means that I had a solution to the issue.
Yeah.
I'm just resetting that solution. Right? So you don't have to claim it as that because you already knew in advance that you needed to create a solution to the problem.
Right.
Here's the thing. If you don't have to create what you know. That's why the goes in front of it.
Right.
I'm just reinstituting it. I'm just redoing it. I'm retrying it. I'm resetting it.
Right.
All these re's. You don't need a resolution. It's okay. Every day ain't going to go as planned.
Right.
You're going to be on certain tracks and you're going to get derailed. You're going to be in certain dynamics and something's going to come up.
Right.
It's about how you come back from those situations.
Absolutely.
And that's all it is. A setback ain't nothing but a setup for a comeback.
Jump shot.
That's all it is. So, once again, if you need a resolution to train your mind to learn how to be able to put yourself in a position where you can drop the title resolution and just make changes appropriately and according to the time period, go for it. Because everybody needs a starting point. I'm not mad at that.
Everybody.
Go for it.
Yeah, if January 1st works for you,
go for
then
it.
January 1st works for you.
Right.
But what we just saying is, it doesn't have to be January 1st. The moment you know you need a change, then you make a change.
Make a change.
That's it. I'm DJ E, Mr. Influential.
And I'm P Original, baby.
This is the Porch Podcast. Thank y'all. We love y'all. We see y'all next episode.
Yes, sir. Peace.